Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Bitcoin all-time high. Let's go. Woo! Can the 1 minute get a bounce off the 200 moving average here? That is the question on the point right now. At the very moment we get this bounce, that's a courageous move right there. I'm looking for that bounce. Sammy's taking the long. Shout out to everybody here on the live. I'm drunk on gains. Bitcoin 117,900. Are you kidding me? Went to basically 119K. We ripped to the upside. The shorts got annihilated. I told you not to short an uptrend. I told you never short when the 4 hour is above the 200 moving average. Highly unlikely you will win that short. But hey, you do you. I do me. We got the bounce there on BTC on the 201 minute time frame, baby. Let's go. Can we get the move on the king of 3%? BTC, great place to scalp and get it in. Loving it. Loving it. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Let's go. Bitcoin, all-time highs. Dreams have been created. 117,850. Rippage to the upside. I got my Bitcoin tie on. Got a matching square. Let's go. Let me get it tight and right here. My goodness. Shout out to all the beautiful people here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Need to hydrate real quick with the excitement. Let's break it down. I can barely breathe. Shout out to everybody. Let's get that music back up and running. Shout out to all my Bitcoiners out there, my crypto lifers, and everyone looking to hit big here in this game. 117,800. Is it sustainable? Are we getting a pullback? You would think today would be pullback day. I wouldn't want to kind of trade after such a big pump. You'd think there would have to be some type of lull. We're away from the 21-day moving average. Ethereum, all the way to $3,000 a coin, baby. And you knew it was coming for Ethereum to the upside. We had a trade on ETH too as well. And, you know, you show up every single day, you're pretty likely to have a hot notion on what's happening. That's just kind of how the world works, isn't it? So Ethereum, and you can see kind of what I was talking about here, my trade here. This was the entry here in this circled area. I said it's getting tight. I said it's going to have to explode pretty soon to the upside. Ethereum absolutely ripping to the upside for massive gains. My next target is 33.41. Hit at all targets. Ethereum to the upside. That's beautiful for ETH. And once ETH starts to pump, it opens up the door for the rest of these other coins to absolutely take over and rip to the upside. So Ethereum booming. I mean, you just look at it, kind of an inverted head and shoulder. It was a messy pattern, but once it got tight there, you knew something was brewing here for Ethereum. Big pump for ETH to the upside. Bitcoin at 11777. Look, that's kind of a head and shoulder pattern. Looks like we may have to bail here. I want it to hold that 200 moving average. If not, I'm out. Can we bounce back above the 200? Are we short stopping? Kind of a bit of a head and shoulder pattern there. I'm just taking a little bit of a light scalp on a Friday, which I probably shouldn't be, but I'm doing it for fun because we've already been up, and you never know. Why not? You know, why not throw your hat in the ring? You never know. We're going to do our top-down analysis here for Bitcoin. We're going to have some fun. We're going to look at the chat. We have awesome news. We have so much to talk about. All right? If you want to trade where we trade on Weeks, on BitNX, and BTC.C. And if applicable in your spot, MEXC. Lowest fees in the game for MEXC. Shout out to every beautiful person out here and everybody hanging out. We love you. We appreciate you. And here we are every single day here on the channel. Okay? 1 minute Bitcoin is bending down like sup wrestler on me, but I have been given superhuman strength to lift him. Hey, maybe we could bounce off the 200 moving average here and keep it real. You never know. Let's do our top-down analysis for Bitcoin. The bot Got in right here, deciding that this is a good spot. The bot believes that this will flag and pump to the upside and go another leg, somewhere to $121,000, $122,000. So the bot is all in right now and suggesting that we're going further. The bot here, see, you can see the bot here, 110.90, then sold at 113, then it bought in again at about 116 and sold 117, 118, and then it bought in again here. I took a little more than the bot, and I got in here. Then we took this beautiful trade. Let's talk about the trades yesterday after the stream. Man, I gave this trade right here in the trading group. Number one, the stream trade boomed to the upside. If you got in when I did at the end of the stream, that bit to next call was gold, and it eventually ripped to the upside here. Then we had this flag here. This thing absolutely destroyed itself. 4 o'clock, boom. I went to the hardware store, came back, and it hit my take profit. Bang. Then we saw this flag on the 15-minute last night, and I put it out to the group and said, this looks like it's going to 119K. You know, and you could say, no, you didn't, lifer. You didn't do it. And you'd be like, yeah, I did, though, but it's time-stamped. It's all there, and you know I love trading the 21 touching that 15 minutes. So take a look here. Bitcoin watching this 15-minute flag. It was touching the 21. Looked like it could bounce to 119.6. We went to about 119, right? 118.999 or something like that. Unbelievable. Rave Song Records. Wow. Stayed up late last night to take profits at last night's top. Tired and worth it. Wifer said I worked the night shift. Thanks, Sam and Master Friend, for the education mentoring. You nailed it, man. You nailed it. And we got the measured move, really, of the flag. That's all we had to do. 21 measured moves, stochastics high, get in, get out. It's a repeated process over and over again. So look, I had this flag on the 1 minute touching the 21. This flag, low stochastics touching the 21. This flag, the stochastics were getting low, touching the 21. Very simple strategy, right? 21 low stochastics inside the flag, and we're ready to rip to the upside. And there are you, booming. So where are we going now? Let's take a look here at the weekly. Let's break it down. Let's talk about it, and let's have some fun. So we went over this every single day. Remember, even sometimes twice a day. And I talked about the weekly and saying that the weekly had broken out of a bull flag, right? And it looked like it was going to continue to the upside. I said the only thing I'd be bearish if we go back below 104.8. I kept talking about how key this area was. Once we closed the candle above it, I was free. Then we had this turn green, and I said, be careful. I think my stop loss got hit. I heard it. But see, be careful. I said, we got to close a green candle above this, and this was red. I said, if that's red, we could tweeze our top. You know what I'm saying? The coolest thing about it is there was people that don't know how to wait, and you almost can if you make, you got to make your decision. So there was a lot of people that shorted this as a double top. I say never short when the 4 hours above the 200 moving average. It's not a good look, and so that kept me from doing any silly thing long-term that other people would be doing, right? So I cautioned everybody that I know and anyone in my trading group not to be shorting the market. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say and do should be taken as such, but I do not short when I'm above the 4-hour 200 moving average. The likelihood of winning the short are very, very low. I've backtested it for years. I sat here the other day and I went over the 4-hour signal and I showed it to you on multiple time frames, on multiple indications, on multiple assets. And I explained all the different times that on Walmart, on Bitcoin, the Dow Jones, you name it, right? And I showed you how the 4 hour was explosive. And here we are again, above a 4-hour, exploding to the upside of 4-hour 200 moving average. So I'll teach you it again, and I'll be relentless with it until you let go of your emotions. You will not be able to use the strategies, though. Your emotions will block you from getting paid every single time. It happened to me for a long time. It took me years to pull away. The fact that Bitcoin's at an all-time high today, and we have 1,325 people here, not like the highest viewership ever. You know, social media is down. People are not. It's almost they feel like Bitcoin got them priced out. It's an institutional coin, and it's not for them anymore. I don't know what happened, but Bitcoin is for everybody, and people are going to realize you're going to be buying it at 150,000, at 250,000, at 400,000. If you're not buying it now, again, I'm not a financial advisor, but that's a prediction of mine. You're going to have to buy more of it than you think just to survive. You're going to have it. So if you're going to be forced to get it, why don't you start now, get off zero, and get yourself some BTC. That's all I got to say on that. So the weekly looks bullish to me, and I talked about it breaking out of a rising wedge. They could go parabolic, right? And I showed this many, many times, and I said, hey, that's got a large measured move here. all the way to about, I don't know, $164,000. So first stop 142 and 120K. So Bitcoin looking bullish to me. Closes a weekly candle up here. This is going to be the largest weekly candle in history, obviously, in Bitcoin's life by a large margin. And then we look for consolidation. You know, usually Bitcoin doesn't just pump, though. It pumps like at least for 4 to 5 weeks here straight. See? That was a nice 10 week with a little consolidation in the middle. But Bitcoin doesn't just pump lightly. Once it makes a green candle, it usually follows through with a massive uptrend because there's a lot of people that wish they got in. And there's people that still get pissed, so they keep shorting it because they're like, no, this can't be this is definitely going to dump. This is going to dump. This is going to dump. And they just keep shorting it, keep shorting it, keep shorting it. And every time they short it, they keep adding more fuel to the fire over and over again as Bitcoin continues to rev up. You know, and it's a crazy move. So that's kind of what we're in right now. And then there's the FOMO of the people that wish they got in. They keep buying too. Now you have institutions buying. You have big companies buying. You have all sorts of people that wish they had bought Bitcoin and more. I wish I was on it every day, and I still wish I bought more. I do say, you know what? God gave me everything that I deserve, though. And, you know, my family has what they have. And, you know, beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. Oh, wow. Some interesting news on the forefront here today that just got me looking. All right. And we're going to talk about altcoins too most of the time. Send in your super chats for TA and deep dive once we go over Bitcoin. Don't forget about the Pump Fund coming out tomorrow. Pump Fund token. That's going to be a big deal too as well. Okay. So Bitcoin holding 117.9. Is there more coming for BTC today? There very well may be. Oh, well, that's weird. So I must have got stopped in like very little loss or profit. But I want to be in right now. So I like BitTinex. See how quick I can get in, and then I can just move my stop loss where I want it. Hover over what I'm going to lose, you know, win or lose. Add a little more because I don't want it to be so light. There we go, at least. And you can drag your take profit up too as well. And there you go. And if we can stay above the 200 moving average, we can move here. Just 100 for 400, a little bit of a scalp here. I'd love to see Bitcoin rip up to new all-time highs and continue. But it is sketchy on the bigger time frames. We'll see what happens. So anything can happen. We're in price discovery. Don't do what I'm doing too. It's high risk, high reward. It's up to you though. It's Friday, low volume. I suggest, if someone's my student, I'd suggest and you won big, I'd say take the day off and relax. But you never know. It could go to 125K. Anything can happen today. Anything. So God bless everybody that's kicking it with me here on this beautiful, we had a full moon last night too. Bitcoin hits an all-time high on the full moon. Come on now. On 7/10 full moon. That was insane, right? So I couldn't see much of it. It was a cloudy night, but bang. It was a beautiful night actually though, like the way it was for me. We went out to dinner, walked the beach, hung out with good friends. My wife actually came out, left the baby kid with our awesome nanny babysitter, and we had a blast. And we celebrated Bitcoin's all-time high. I ate the biggest veal palm I've ever had in my life. It was like a veal chop the size of oh my God. Seriously, look at the size of this food. It was nuts. It was insane. Look at that thing. The plate was like this big. See, they took a veal chop and smashed it and opened it up, you see? It was amazing. It tasted absolutely amazing. My wife gets a burger. My wife is such a sweetheart, man. I'm the elaborate one with all of them, my buddy got the filet mignon. She got the lobster ravioli. She even gave me a lobster ravioli after I ate all of this. I ate every bit of it. I had to take my coat off, so I ate every bit of it. There was like one tiny piece. All that was just like cheese and sauce and just, it was crazy. Anyway, you guys don't care about how much food I can eat, but it was amazing, man. And what I want to tell you is celebrate your life. Don't get so caught up in everything. These are the days of our lives, man, one step at a time. So the weekly looks good to me. I see a big move coming further for Bitcoin. The 5-day chart as well, out of a bull flag. The 5 days is consolidated. That's about to go on its next leg, for sure. And then the 3-day chart too as well, sitting pretty. So everything looks kind of the way we've been going over it for the last few weeks. Like, right, I told you I was super bullish on the 3-day chart. I said the only thing I saw is maybe we come down to this level. But Bitcoin, booming. 118,008 and looking to come back to 118,000. Ripping to the upside. We're going to stay inside this next trade here. We're up 3%. The king of 3% over here. Wow, what a day to be alive. And then there's the 3-day chart, just absolutely ripping out the flag that we talked about. We went over this how many times did we go over this, fam? Everybody here, how many times did we go over this idea? Who here was surprised by what happened and comes to this channel? Was anybody surprised it bought this pump? Was anybody short? Did anybody short the market because of me? Seriously. Did I ever say short the market? Did I ever tell anybody to short Bitcoin in the last week? Congrats, Michael. It was my birthday yesterday. What a day epic I held from 107 to 118. God bless you, brother. Send in a super chat for TA and deep dives on your altcoins. Lakochi, thank you. I will cook for you and your family. Teddy Bear, come on, cook, bro. Amazing. James Wynn, baby. James Wynn did, oh my gosh. I was long with you. Yep. Never short BTC. I've been calling, yep. I shorted all on my own, man. Quite the opposite. Sam said it's unwise to short above the 200 moving average. Amen. Yep. Just short being funny. I got pants on. I got pants on. All right. No shorts here. No Kevin O'Leary Boxer Day. Are you a Freemason? Are you a Mason? No, a Freemason would be the title. James Wynn. As above, so below. Maybe you never know. I can't tell you. If I told you, I'd have to, we can't, I guess. Become a lifer a week ago, and I'm in profits already. Shout out to my man, Verns Van Wyck. We love you, brother. Cooking classes yesterday. Yeah. Didn't get along, but feels good to see Bitcoin at 118. Sammy never said short. He only wears shorts, 100%. Bitcoin never ceases to amaze me, whether it's pump or dump. Oh, it's an amazing asset, right? What a beautiful electric asset. Look at the last 3 days of just massive pumpage for Bitcoin. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday pump into the week. Unbelievable. Let's take a look at the 4-hour time frame and see what's happening here on the 4-hour. And, the 4-hour could trend upwards in a flag like so. I thought about it the other day that, kind of like how the 5-hour trended, the 5-day trended. And that could be our next bigger move to $127,000 Bitcoin. So get your head in the game. People that missed out are all sad, and people that got short are all, hey, dust off the sand, right? Dust off the dirt. Get ready, because it's not over yet. Your life is here. You're the opportunity. Everyone thinks that everything messed up when everything messed up, but you're the opportunity. Once you realize it's okay, right? Think about it. There's two people. One, they go to the batter box. One guy strikes out. All he can do is think about it all day long, gets in his head, and he never wants to go back because he can't stop. The other guy shrugs it off and eventually goes up there and hits a home run, right? So what are you going to do? Shrug it off? Hit a home run. You're either going to shrug it off and hit a home run, or you're going to be in despair for the rest of your life over the same thing. So you might as well cut it off right now. See, I thought about those things in life that hold us back, and I said, I might as well take care of them right away, because if I don't, they're just going to eat me alive. So why don't we just get strong now? Why do we have to wait for situations to make us strong? Why don't we just physically tell ourselves, hey, we got to kind of look at it this way, because if we don't, it's just going to be harder for us in the long run. It's almost mathematical. Like, we can mathematically ask ourselves how we want to behave in this world. And there's a mathematical way to put less stress on yourself. There really is. Live in the present moment. Like, anytime your brain starts to tell you that you did something wrong in the past, or you should be doing this, just get out of that thought process. I used to spend so much time in that thought process that I was putting myself down half the time. I was in my mind, in my thoughts. Absolute insanity. You know what I'm saying? Like, now when I look back what I was doing to myself, I was putting myself inside of a mental prison. Who wants to do that? Why would you do that to yourself? Don't be me. My past me, when I was, didn't understand, was young. Take control. Go after what is yours. You deserve to live a good life. You don't deserve to be in despair in your mind all the time, worried in a situation where money's stressing you. Like, that's not fun. I did that for years. And because I wasn't focused and disciplined on what would actually get focused and disciplined about your money, and then you won't have any problems because you'll always have enough money for your problems. You see what I'm saying? Like, you won't have any financial issues. You'll have other issues in life. People will die. You know, you have to make sure your kids are safe. Like, there's a bunch of other things in life that's happening. It's not like you're just free because you have money. That's what people don't realize, too. They think once they get money, everything will be great. I'll be honest, it'll take care of a lot of issues. You won't stress the normal things you used to stress. That'll be the benefit. Look at this inverted head and shoulder here. I see a shoulder, head, right shoulder that wants to boom to the upside here. Bitcoin possibly booming up to 119K yet again. I'm long out here on this live stream above the 200 moving average, touching the 21. I'm just taking the sauce. I'm taking, what I know works. The Baker's Coin, XRP. The Baker's Coin. Yep. I did everything wrong the last 2 days. It's okay, Rick Richie. Just write it down and ask yourself why and move on, right? Shout out to everybody here on the live. I got the Bitcoin tie on, ripping. I hope you can see it. I was going to actually wear the pocket square differently, maybe with the flare, right? I think we should do that, right? It's Bitcoin Day, so we should do things with a bit of a flare, right? So let's do that. Oh, that pocket square like this and let it come out with the gold, baby. Yeah, it just really matched the other way, kind of. But hey, I like it. I like to be braggadocious over here with the pocket square. Hey, Hey. Shout out to everybody. So I see Bitcoin possibly getting a pump. I just called a bit of a long here out of this inverted head and shoulder above the 200 moving average. Also did a double bottom off of 117,344. I could see Bitcoin headed all the way to 118,846 to continue to rip to the upside here. BTC, baby, BTC. Weather is beautiful and has actually been a lot cooler here on the island in the 70s. Man. So, just nice weather, man, as we watch BTC. So, Bitcoin pumping so far that long is cooking. Are we going to get a bigger move? You never know. The time frames are getting a little cooked, but we could see the uptrending 4-hour time frame. So, we could be in that 4-hour, making a 4-hour uptrending flag right now. You see? I think I showed you already. It would be too much if I kind of... So, we're going to watch this 1 minute and the 7 minute. 5 minute too, if it's your fancy. I like the 1 minute right now, the way it's holding above the 200. We lose the 200, then this whole kind of idea is an experiment is over, right? So let's see. It's low volume Friday. I don't expect a lot, but it's, Bitcoin's in a new place. The whole world is looking at Bitcoin differently today than they have forever. It's going to be on the news all Monday, all that next week. Everyone's going to be like, man, what happened, right? So yeah. Let's take a look at Bitcoin dominance. So that covers Bitcoin, right? We went all the way for the weekly, all the way back down to the 1 minute. I gave you a long. We got stopped out. I got back in. And here we are, right? And here we are. SharkLink acquires 25.7 million Ethereum. ETH price jumps to 3,000. SharkLink Gaming buys 10,000 ETH directly from the Ethereum Foundation for 25 million. Company becomes the largest public firm to use Ethereum as a primary treasury reserve asset. Chairman Joseph Lubin calls the move a long-term commitment, not just speculative trade. SharkLink's total ETH holdings now stand at, if you're going to sit there and hold money on your balance sheet, right, then you might as well just buy cryptocurrency. Because if you know you're going to hold it for 5 to 10 years and you're going to use it as liquidity on the balance sheet, then you might as well just hold it in a better asset than the US dollar. And let's talk about what's happening now, too. People are selling off the dollar pretty hard. We're going to get into Ethereum, but we're going to show you what's happening to the DXY today and break it down. So the DXY, right, gets a major sell-off down to 96. Bounces up, though, crosses the 200 moving average, attempts to kind of get a little bit of a pump with Bitcoin, which is quite interesting. Let's take a look at the bigger time frames here for the DXY, and we're going to look at it later on, too, when I do my top-down analysis. So actually with Bitcoin, the DXY has kind of been pumping up a little bit. You thought there would have been a collapse in the dollar that really would have made this move. It was not. It was more dominance, and we're going to break that down. It was more just Bitcoin. The world decided it wanted more Bitcoin. There was liquidity. So look, this could end up becoming a bit of a bear flag. It's kind of what we see. It's getting overbought and It's coming into a resistance, but it also could be an inverted head and shoulder. Multiple green days in a row here for the dollar index. So it pumped with Bitcoin. I'm surprised. I would have thought it would have dumped. So it pumped with BTC yesterday. The dollar, strong dollar. Dollar edges up as Trump unveils new tariffs. Yeah, so that's true too. Trump unveiling new tariffs does give the dollar some strength, right? And there you have it. So tariffs with Bitcoin pumping. And tariffs create fear. Fear is good for Bitcoin. So it's interesting. Could we get an inverted head and shoulder here on the US dollar? Quite get a reversal here on USD. Weird. Times they are a-changing. Let's take a look at the 15-minute time frame here for Ethereum. It's in that same boat. And the whole market's woken up. I wouldn't be surprised if one more just insane parabolic move comes, because before we had always got a pullback. So you could rewrite to short almost every pump for a little bit of gain. But now there gets to a point where that's not going to be the case anymore. Bit of an Adam and Eve double bottom here too as well. Maybe, ETH could go on a massive tear, head to 3250 Ethereum. So I like what I'm seeing here for ETH. And there could be some gains to be had for Ethereum. Wow. Nice pump for ETH. Healthy. This will help all the other altcoins and change the landscape of the entire marketplace. So Ethereum, high risk, high reward. You're at a place where things might get another pump. The key is to watch the 4 hours now and be patient, But so, you never know. That's the problem though. You never know. Cake getting that move out the inverted head and shoulder. I remember we had Cake in some type of flag there too as well. It just looked bullish to me compared to the rest of the market. Looked like it could break out that flag to the upside. Look, got to have that right shoulder. Cake did that. Cup and handled from 197 to 254 too. I see it consolidating, and I wouldn't be surprised if Cake's 410 as DeFi starts to heat up yet again. Bitcoin struggling. Doesn't seem like it wants to hold. Look, it pumped and then corralled right back down again. This is Friday price action, low volume. You would expect pretty crazy price action here on a Friday. So just be careful. One at a time here, easy peasy. Yesterday was crazy. If you made gains, don't stress. Everyone wished they got the exact top. If you got anywhere, 117, 116, 115, just be happy and grateful you got the pump. Pump Fund token launch, sunshine or storm. The Pump Fund token ICO is expected on July 12th with 33% of the tokens allocated to the launch. An airdrop is planned, but no official date has been announced yet. Let's Bonk trading volume surpasses Pump Fund this week, driven by success of the useless coin. Funny, right? But Pump Fund, maximum supply of 1 trillion, I think, and will be distributed as follows. And that comes out tomorrow. Partnering with Kraken, right? Fixed price, no lockups, limited supply starts July 12th. The moment you've been waiting for. Pump.Fund token will come out tomorrow. Kraken is also a part of that, so check it out. Get your Kraken account on. Okay. Let's get back into the... Yeah. So DXY looking strong. Let's take a look at Bitcoin dominance. Did that give up any? It did. Look at this. This is huge. Bitcoin dominance falling out of the flag. This is it. So Bitcoin hits an all-time high, yet Bitcoin dominance starts to fall. This is absolutely beautiful. And this tells me that alt season could be coming here. And there's your alt season. And maybe, we don't know how big it will be, but it looks like there's going to be some alt season here. Look at that. I mean, Bitcoin dominance falling out the rising wedge, not taking that move up, but corralling back down, which is what you need to see for Bitcoin, because that's what you want when altcoins start to rip, right? Let's take a look here at Tether dominance. See what happened here to Tether dominance. We saw it in a head and shoulders, said it was going to dump to the downside. It did exactly what it was supposed to do. People dumped their Tether for everything else in the game. They were like, I'm out. I'm buying it all, right? And that's what happened. You can see big move here for almost every coin, and almost all the every setup that I put out is doing pretty well, from Hyperliquid to the pump on hook protocol and more, right? ACE was looking interesting too. Let's talk about Automata, ATA, and what happened to that setup that I went over like numerous times in the trading group, talked about it many times, said it was so tight. Kind of was the one that sparked my memory to say, hey, this looks like things are going to rip. This was also on weeks, so it's a big weeks winner. And I like to see these altcoins ripping on weeks. So look at Automata, about to hit the target too. And that's a beautiful 19% gain. I mean, you can't beat that. Automata. And I showed it to you before it happened, talked about how it could happen. We went over it many times. Now seems to be flagging out again. All coins are getting ready for something pretty crazy. And a lot of people doubted. Anyone that was somewhat too bullish. Remember, I bought a bunch of Hyperliquid. I said, I'm all in. I bought TARS AI. I went over to my trading group too, how much more coins I bought. And we're going to go over that tomorrow morning. And the month, the weekly update, I'm going to have an awesome screen share together with you guys at about 7 Eastern Daylight Savings Time of the morning to 8:30. And I will record it, so in case you don't want to get up or you're not there, you'll be able to see it. But I'm going to go over my portfolio, talk about what happened, go over all the ups and downs, and just really break it down. It's going to be awesome. So get excited for that. I would be if you're around. So Automata looking like it could continue all the way for more too, possibly to 6 cents. We started looking at it down here at 4 cents, and it bottomed at about 3.5. Automata, all right, the Automata Network, ATA, wild coin doing damage, everything kind of doing its thing. And a lot of people are going to chase. Hook, look at Hook. It just continued to rip even further. Made gains of 25% from the flag I put out there too. Made another flag and continued to rip another flag there. So this is how it works. Layer AI getting back in the mix above the 200 moving average. So like I'd be looking at stuff like this, how Layer AI is above the 200, touching the 21. The more I see of that, the more likely this thing is going to pump. I saw Rio doing its thing, and it was trending on Twitter too as well. Remember, all those RWA coins, they're going to come back. That narrative is not dead. It's just dormant. It's just quiet right now. People just aren't talking about it as much as they used to. But this is a hot coin right here that I still hold a bag of and believe in, Rilio. And I saw it trending on Twitter today too as well. And it's an RWA magnet. So this thing could do numbers. A lot of these coins hit their bottoms, but once people realize what they are and start buying them, and you have to remember, everybody wants a big hit. And so they're not going to chase Bitcoin like they should, even though they should. They're going to go after these alts, and they're going to get them late. And when they pump, they're going to wish they got more, and they're going to buy into them. So people are going to be buying these things. See, that's why this season is the best. When you get in right and it's time to take profits, there's always too many people buying late, like ready to buy. So you can always get out. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just such a beautiful time for the long-term trader who's been doing their thing with practice and constant discipline, because the new people come in with none of that. And they feed you money. It's sad, but it's just the facts. Because you're disciplined, ready to rock, they're going to start feeding you gains. You know what I mean? They're just like, they're the young people that are following emotion, that haven't taken the courses that you have, that don't jump to join the trading groups, that say everyone that joins the trading groups, and you just need money in crypto. They don't understand the stochastic RSI. They don't know what's going on. They're not privy to the information. So therefore, they're running on emotion. And that's, sadly to say, they're going to sell at the wrong times, which is the perfect time to buy, which is the low. And they're going to buy at the wrong times, which is the high, which is the perfect time to sell. But they're going to provide liquidity for the people that know what they're doing. We need people to buy when we're selling, right? So sadly to say, that's how the markets work. It gives money from the patient to the impatient. The people that have been in the market longer, money flows to them from the people that haven't been in the market, because the people that are new don't have the discipline you have. Me and you, if you've been in the market long with me, or if you've been watching the show for years, there's no way they're going to have the same way staying power. Or if you're in a trade and it's down a little bit, they're going to panic sell when you know when to add. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's just going to be so many things going on that they don't understand. And sad to say, that goes to our advantage, because we've been in the market longer. So the market just really, it's one of the greatest things in life, because it rewards you for your time inside more than anything else, right? Sound like, but you know what I mean? Like, more than anything else, it really rewards you for the time you spent watching it. Because once you know it, like, the same things can't be done to you. You almost like, you have that crystal ball. You understand a lot more of what's happening. Funny, radium just rips back from 2 to 3 so fast. And once Solana memes start ripping again, radium, we put every coin in these cup and handles, remember? And I told you every coin was about to rip on that 3-day chart. And people probably looked at me like I was crazy. And I said, listen, the entire altcoin market is in a cup and handle on the 3-day chart. I said, you just got to pick your poison and be willing to hold. Like, that's it. And people just aren't willing to listen. And because the bottom was there, you know what I mean? And you finally had higher lows for the first time in a long time too as well, which told me there was definitely some action coming. So time after time, coin after coin, opportunity after opportunity, there was a bunch of money in this market. Shout out to the 1,683 people here on the live that jump back in now. People jump back to the live now. Oh man, I should be paying attention to crypto now. It's pumping. Bitcoin's at an all-time high. I wanted to take the day off and go do whatever. You'll have thousands of days. See, everyone's like, it's the summertime. I only have this days off. I moved to Florida where it's the summer all the time. I don't have to just do it. It's actually too hot right now in the summer. It's like nicer to be in a cooler place. Like, I'll go to a cooler place in the summer, then I'll have summer in September, October, November. That will be my summer. I'll be at the beach. I'll be hanging out all the way till Christmas time. Understand? Like, and then it will cool down a little bit. And I'll get a little bit of cool weather too. It won't be bad. It'll be awesome. And I'm excited for it. Like, this is like, I don't know. It's interesting, man. This is my first year that I lived off season, like where like I didn't live through the New England season, the New York season. I moved to Florida and stayed there for an entire year because of the kid. I had a new child. I just recently had, she's a year old. It feels like yesterday though. She just hit her year too. We had her birthday. It felt like yesterday. It was 2 weeks ago. Unbelievable how fast my life is going, everybody. And that's another thing I want to teach you. You're going to reach, if you stick around so long, you're going to hit those goals. You're going to hit big goals. And if you have big goals, man, things are going to go your way. You're going to look back and remember when you were just trying to get there. And you're going to think, man, half of the fun was not knowing if you were going to get there or not. Once you get there, that mystique is taken away. You've gotten there. And I'm not saying it's great to get there. Don't get me wrong. But if you're like me, like a traveler, someone who's always kind of going after that rush, there's something that disappears once you've made it. I can't explain it. I'm not saying I want to go back. I love where I'm at. I'm going to stay here. But I'm just telling you, like when I was that night shift guy, when I was struggling, when I was hustling, I was going after it, right? I never knew it was going to happen to me. I didn't know I was going to be able to do anything with my life the way I'm doing it now, or travel to Dubai, or I never know any of the, I just kept pushing, and here I am now. And if that's not a miracle to you that I could recreate my life through COVID and turn Sam Price into the crypto lifer, I don't know what else can. I don't know how you cannot be inspired by this channel. I really don't. Blessings on everybody out there, though. We love you, we appreciate you, and we care about you. So yeah, radium, huge pumps. These are cup and handles everywhere. They were all over the market. Just kind of had to pick your fancy here, And so, like, I see possible more coming, too. The bigger time frames look good. So you flag out the 1 hour and, like, you get ready for a party, This thing looks like we go to 350 pretty fast. Radium. And that brings you to Solana. Solana, radium's pumping, Sol pumping. And Sol at 167. We gave you a beautiful call here for Solana. And there was my target. My entry for Solana is sitting there at 150. You're in the money right now. We crossed that 200 moving average on the 2-day. Start moving that stop loss to break even as soon as possible. This thing goes to 262. And I got a bag of Solana. Like, it's like I never panicked, sold nothing. This is crazy. Just held the course. It was not easy. We gave you MYRO the other day. MYRO doing damage. Ripping out this little flag to the upside. The entry was right here. Look at MYRO. Went up 31% in total. Crazy. Bitcoin took the dump. Decided it wasn't going to do it yet again. And we smartly covered nicely. And look, a shoulder, head, right shoulder right there. Shoulder, head, right shoulder, dump. So what I do is I challenge the smaller time frames when we're in these like high-end situations with small money after big pumps, right? You don't go chasing that 10x leverage with all your money. That's ridiculous. We made a boatload yesterday. We don't need to go chasing it around or doing anything stupid. Like, we did great. Yesterday was amazing. Okay? So Bitcoin could have ripped out the flag. It tried to, but look, it made a double top there. Some bearish divvy. And now you got to read the room, right? A head and shoulder pattern on the 7-minute. Shoulder, head, right shoulder. 1 hour away from the 21, and then you got to look at your 4 hour. The most likely scenario is some type of 618 pullback on that 4 hour. Every time we've hit an all-time high, we've pulled back from it, right? And we did an amazing job here at 117K. And again, we're above some key levels too. So, and I'm not saying we're going to go down. We could go flat. But it just doesn't look like we're going to pump today and go on a massive tear. I'll tell you that. And you know what's awesome? That's opportunity. That's going to give you time to scope out your altcoins, to go through your charts, to spend hours today really finding what you need. I'm going to provide a lot of data for you guys in the group today, so pay attention. I'm going to be putting out things from token metrics and getting you going and kind of organizing your thoughts, talking about what I'm doing, and just kind of let you understand how I'm viewing and moving with the market, because it's time to pivot. Like, if we don't pivot it, you know, and again, we never really gave up on altcoins either, but it's time to swing trade for fun. The swing trades will be coming, and there could be some really, really good swing trades. So I'm excited for this time, but we want to make sure we prepare. If we're not prepared, we could miss out. So very, very important that we start to kind of get our ducks in a row here for alt season. Extremely important, actually. Like one of the most important things we can be doing. All right. Yeah, so I see, and again, maybe I'm wrong and we just go on a massive tear yet again. You never know. You know, we are above the 5-minute 200 moving average. I don't know what's going to happen. I wish I did. I'm going off of what I've seen in the past. And what I've seen in the past is the 4 hour has to reset after a massive move like that. It's just something that has to happen. But the 1 hour is doing a good job of keeping that 21-day moving average alive. The daily also very far away from the 21. The farther that goes, the more I start telling myself a pullback is coming, right? Bitcoin seems to be holding 117.5 pretty nicely, though. So we're going to try to find that daily bottom today and where we kind of stand. A chance we do something like this and we go sideways. You know, I'm open-minded. I got 1,000 little lines here, all my little projections. I get it. But that's what I do. So main idea is that we'll probably pull back on that 4 hour and start making some type of downward flag. But that may not be the case. You know, I'm not a soothsayer. We're in price discovery. Anything has happened. I tried right there to pimp, you know, to try to get price discovery there. But it didn't work, right? I tried to pimp it out there, but it stopped out. It wasn't looking strong. Shoulder, shoulder, head, shoulder, shoulder. That looks like a complex head and shoulder. If you just listen to the music, that says it wants to go down to the 200 moving average, $116,000 BTC, and then follow suit with the 4 hour time frame. I wouldn't be shorting that. I'm super happy with my gains. I don't like short the market right after I've won. I let the market settle, you know? I take my family to lunch, to dinner. I talk to my wife about how amazing things are. And I really, really bring in the win. Like, we don't always get the win. There's days I was losing. There's days I was down. There's days that the trades don't go perfect for me. And there's days that they do. You know, the days that they do, I cherish those days. Amen, right? So, and we want to make sure that we're always in high regard and of gratitude for whatever comes our way. Constant gratitude. Every time you have that second guess feeling, I could have made more, could have, would have, not, get rid of it. That emotion, that frequency will lower our frequency to pull more in. We want to be able to continuously bring in the most positive, energetic life that we can through opportunity in our minds. And so our minds are creating our energetic life. Our minds are pulling in everything. And if we keep our minds occupied with nonsense and negativity, that's exactly what will happen. So we got to stay positive. Short of midterm TA on TOSHI, God bless boss. Super chats, Brett, XRP, Turbo, MP Stock, OMNI, SWE, and TOSHI. Let's take a look at the super chats that just came in and say hi and thank you to everybody. Wow. We have Rave Song Records with the wow, wow, wow. He stayed up late last night and made it happen. The wifer said he worked the night shift. I don't know what that means. I think maybe he was doing something else. Oh, hey. Hey, Chris, CDJPMG, can you take a look at Brett touching the daily 200 moving average? We'll take a look at that. Thanks for all you do, everyone. Life is beautiful and amazing. Feeling blessed to have found you and the group. Powderhound, we love you, brother. Let's hit that like in that heart. Turbo TA, thank you for all you do. Shout out to Vice CM. Check MP Stock, thank you. XRP, look at it, the banker's coin. Shout out to Maddie. Shout out to Gabrielle M. Leone. TA on Omni, please, he says. Dreamland Music, can you take a look at SWE? Thank you. And short-term TA on short-term and long-term TA on TOSHI. So we're going to go through it. My team will keep these super chats. Shout out to everyone that did that. Shout out to Lift to 99%. Shout out to Vic M. And shout out to my whole crew and everybody here. Cryptoholic Love, Dreamland Music, Gabriel Amleon, Rave Song Records, Chris CJDV PMG, Powderhound 9611. God bless you all. Thank you so much. Want to make sure everyone's getting that recognition for sending in a super chat. And you didn't have to do that. It'll come back to you tenfold. Blessings on blessings to everybody out here. Thank you for jumping on in. All right, so let's go forward. Let's see what's happening here on the super chats. So we got Brett. First thing on the radar is Brett. I'm taking a look at DJI 6930. It's consolidating beautifully. Looks like this thing could pump for more. Another 139% gains possibly coming for this big winner, chicken dinner. So anything could happen here, but this thing looks bullish to me. DJI 6930, kind of like SXP 6900. It's got a same kind of vibe. This thing looks bullish. Trading group already knows. We've been looking at it. We'll see what happens. Let's take a look at Brett. Someone's asking about Brett. Most coins look like this. I would wait for the 21 to touch on the 4-hour time frame. I would not chase. And then I would reset and jump on in. But you do whatever makes you happy. I'm not a financial advisor. Like I say, and you should be taking as financial advice. Do your own due diligence. Get your own financial advisor and, double check before you do anything, any coin, trade any or asset, any coin, asset, or trade anything you're doing. Always do your own research, please, and make sure it makes sense. I'll look at Brett USDT here. Brett. Pretty sure Brett was on MEXC, so I'm wondering where it's not date. It's on the perpetual. I'll look at it on weeks. I got stuck on my head sometimes. I'm like, why isn't it? I find whatever coin a base, Brett. So Brett, did it bounce off 3 cents and go back to 5? Possibly. Got above the 200 moving average of the 4-hour time frame. Same thing. I just see the 4-hour reconnecting to the 21 and then big moves coming. They all look like they're going to continue now and found some type of bottom, right? The altcoins have bottomed as far as I'm concerned. You got your higher low and you bounced. Your cup and handles on every single coin was in a cup and handle on the 3-day chart, like 95% of coins. I explain this to everybody. I go over all the altcoins every day, and so you can kind of get a grasp of what's happening in the altcoins if you come here every day. So if you're new to this channel, show up. You're going to start seeing things you never thought. You're going to get information you never thought. You're going to see the market in a new way. And you're going to be able to take your trading by storm. XRP, I talked about it being an Adam and Eve that was going to boom to the upside. What did it do? It boomed to the upside out the Adam and Eve. Exactly like it was supposed to do. Your bags of XRP are packed. 282, ready to rock. My target is 340. We're on the way to a new high. You heard it here first. It's going to continue. 3-day chart, ready to rock. Adam and Eve on XRP pumping to the upside. That's it. You heard it here first. Turbo, which we went over, I believe, yesterday and talked about it bouncing off the 618 golden pocket. It did exactly that. Got tight, 0.5, ripped. I see it headed to 0088 Turbo. Just getting started with the rippage. Again, if you're missing out, you get on that 1 hour, that 4 hour, you look for that 21. And you find an entry to run that 3-day chart back to the upside. Yeah. We never lose, even when we lose a trade. Amen. We learned something about that situation. My trading bot just tried to go long again. Not trusted it here. So funny, right? Mine looking at LWOLF on MEXC. I have a problem sending the super chats. We'll take a look at LWOLF. We're going to look at UFD, Unicorn, Fort Dust. See what's happening on that puppy. You didn't know I knew that right off the bat, huh? Hey. A lot of these old meme coins that were hot are coming back. They could do quick multiples pretty fast. This thing's already mooning from like 17 to 28 in a way, And did it bottom? You'd have to really believe in this cycle really changing. Some people will get caught up, chase a beam, and it will turn right back around. So be careful. It's high risk, high reward. There's no guarantees. That's why you get paid so much when you do take a shot, because the risk is high. All right, it is what it is. These, meme coins, smaller coins, just be careful. To me, yes, it did a double bottom. It's hugging a bare higher low. It broke out. I would be looking for smaller time frame flags. Something like this looks good to me. Like that looks like it may pump. Look for that 21 to interact. And Unicorn Fart Dust looks like it may continue to the upside. You may be onto something here with a bit of a pump. Let's take a look at MP stock. MP Materials on the New York Stock Exchange. So you had asked me about it recently. I said, look for it to consolidate. I don't understand the stock market. See how it just gaps up and ends up there with a gap? Like it just decides it can just... I don't understand what's happening there. That's why it's hard for me to trade stocks because they skip, like I don't know, they don't do the same stuff. Like, look at that gap. Like, what happened? Like, how do you read a gap like that? It just gapped up? Or they missed price action? And why did it gapped up from Thursday night to Friday, right? So it opens Friday just up. I mean, I saw consolidating and pumping, but I would have been able to see this and seen that the flag was breaking out in cryptocurrency, right? 24 hours. So to tell you what, man, I would see this. I'm just looking for the same thing, but it does look bullish to me. And I'd just be looking for a continuation, like the same way we looked at it before. Like, I don't like stuff like this that makes a big gap like that. I don't know what's happening there. I guess it gapped up overnight. Yeah. Super Chat, OMNI, SWI, and TOSHI. Let's take a look at OMNI. So the OMNI network definitely seemed to have bottomed at 160 and just ran. I mean, that thing ran up. It's kind of crazy, right? From the very, like, it's an unknown super low. What a pump it's going on right now. You know, that 5-day chart, that 5 minute may get a beautiful bounce here. This is high risk, high reward, but this thing could do numbers. $7 could be the target. I like what I'm seeing there for OMNI. Watch that closely. That thing could continue to pump. Something's going on. Yeah. I'll do LWOLF for the nice gentleman there that keeps asking. I like this coin. That's why, too. LWOLF. So, again, like everything else I wanted to target there, that hit the target, never filled out the flag, so we didn't take it. Obvious move, but let's take a look. Again, 3-day chart. Whole market's in the 3-day cup and handle. The whole market. Sorry, I don't need that. But the whole entire market was in that 3-day cup and handle. And so if you just listen to Sammy Cup and Handy, you pull the Fibonacci, and you learn to buy the 618s and the 786s, like over time, you're gonna do amazing. Like over time, just think about it. We do better than 99% of the rest of the people out there that are trying to survive, trying to figure it out. They're gonna struggle. They don't understand these concepts. This is education. This took me years. They call me Sammy Cup and Handy for a reason. But like LWOLF is headed up. Like it's headed up. Markets are about to boom. Looks like we definitely bottomed. All right. Let's take a look at SUI, USDT on MEXC. I gave SUI over and over again. I said 225 was a steal. We talked about it down there, 196. I loaded up. It was the one coin I actually bought more of. And we ripped up to 353. What a big move. And I see this thing continuing sooner than later. SUI. I had this flag right here for it. Said watch for it to pump. I gave you guys the call on the 3-day chart. Said one coin I'd be loading up. SUI, I'd be loading up on SEI. I'd be loading up on it all. I see SUI continuing to the upside. If you're looking to get in, you're looking at that 1 hour, that 4 hour time frame. You're looking for some type of flag and connection here back to that 21. And then what a move though. All coins, when they rip, man. And they don't ask questions. They don't wait. They just continue to fly. And you either have your bags packed or you don't. SEI, we talked about it booming out this flag here. Said set your alerts. I see it moving up. It went 46 is the target. It's already at 36. I've been on this coin for a long time, talking about it, going over it, accumulating it, saying it's going to be the next big mover behind Solana and SUI, and people don't believe it. They don't realize it. I could see it. It's going to continue to move. I like SEI. TOSHI, a long term, I saw the cup and handle. Said it's going to blast to the upside and do damage all the way up to 0.01892. On the short term, I'd be looking at that 1 hour time frame, making sure it doesn't lose the 200 moving average and it stays above 0.005348. Watch every stream and take the course. My first 2 trades are small winners. Sam is the best teacher. Shout out to TP1 Don. TPT1 Don, we love you, man. AIOZ, please, for my buddy Big Bags Mo. Thank you. Shout out to Reliable J. Shout out to Big Bags Mo. And shout out to everybody out there. God bless each and every one of you for kicking it with the lifers. So I'm going to do CTSI, and then we're going to take a look at your buddy's ass there at AIOZ. CTSI, Cartesi. I remember this one. I did a cup and handle video on this one that put me on the map a bit. I met a bunch of different people through that one video. So again, I see the Adam and Eve double bottom, which is a known reversal pattern. You have the triangle with the semicircle. Just like XRP, I see this thing doing damage. You make your head, kind of your neckline here, and suggest. So the entry would be now, and you hold it till it rips, and then it could rip all the way through this high volume node to 14 cents. Chance it definitely bottomed here. High risk, high reward, though. I don't know if I don't think I personally would take the trade, but it looks good to me. And it's likely it is going to continue to the upside based on what I'm looking at. Let's look at AIOZ on weeks. You can buy this coin on weeks. It's one of the hottest coins in the game. People are sleeping on it. It's D-pin times 1,000. AIOZ finally breaking out. There's the 3-day cup and handle that's on every single coin. So you can see the market's not, I'm not going to say it's boring, but it reads the same signals over and over again. Like every single coin is going to say, hey. And when I see that, I just know, okay, that's likely the bottom then. Time to start buying, and either you have the guts to buy or you don't. I bought projects that were strong, that I knew, SWI, Solana, Hyperliquid, things that that I didn't have to stress as much. I didn't go buy tiny meme coins at the very littles. I used to do that stuff. All right. Pat yourself on the back, everyone. That's what today's stream is about. Great job. Yeah, today's stream's about celebrating. No. There we go. Today's stream's about being like we never took a day off. Like I never took a day off. People came in and out of this market. So much happened. Ups and downs and ups. People doubted me. People didn't believe in me. People thought, oh, that guy's full of, you know what I mean? Rumors were started. People ran their mouth. I don't even know. I don't listen, but, it's sad, man. I showed up every single day, and there's always someone, and especially when you're a godly man, there's the devil always trying to run his mouth behind your back, and you can't listen. Just keep connecting to God. Keep doing the right thing. Keep showing up every day, everybody. That is your struggle. That is your lesson. That is the word. AIOZ, beautiful. Again, same thing. I'm just looking at these 1 hours and these 4 hours for possible entries. Right now, they're all acting a little funky. Like, 1 hour, so everyone's like, what do I do? That's why DCAing and holding long-term and believing in a coin is the best time, because you don't have to stress getting stopped. You don't have to stress the leverage. You don't have to stress any of that. You just have to either believe in a project or not, right? We stayed true to the game, and it paid off. Congratulations to everyone. Shout out to Isba. Shout out to Bob Franklin. Yep. Shout out to Nick Flip, Reliable J, Amanda Holland, and everybody out there. Let's take a look at GMT AIOZ. That target for AIOZ is about 41 cents. I'm a big holder of this one. I've got 2 big bags of it, so yeah. I'd like to see it do some damage over time. Let's take a look at XCN. Been holding this coin. It's one of the only coins I added in the bear market. XCN getting a beautiful pump to the upside. Back to 1.8 out of the flag. And you can see that daily bouncing nicely. And it's only a matter of time. I see XCN back to that all-time high and more. And I'm in XCN too as well, so of course I'd like to see it do damage. ALPINE. Remember, I talked about it at the beginning of the stream yesterday, said it looked like it could pump just the way it looked like inside that flag, and it did. It did. Hosky pumping, Agro pumping, Zos, it doesn't matter what it is, it's flying. JASMY's making an ascending triangle right now, which is very bullish to me. We talked about JASMY in this flag with the target there at 146. It did that. Look for JASMY to continue. JASMY might be a nice scalpalino for anybody looking for a quick little scalp trade there. 11 cents, 11% up to 1 6/10 of a cent. 1 and 6. Yeah, 1 and 6. Basically, a little over 1.5 pennies. Thank you for aided trade, sir. Took 100% plus gains last night. My man, much love. God bless you, the Don Weldon. It's my 1 year anniversary in the 99. I had my 2 biggest days ever by far. Thanks for everything, Sammy. Can we look at it? So Papa Flash comes in. It's his 1 year anniversary, and he has his 2 biggest days ever. Like, what a day, what a way to win. What a way to win. And that's what we do here at this channel. We help people win. We have an elite group of traders putting out all the altcoins that are flying through the air. I'm putting out as many setups as I can find. We're going over Bitcoin constantly. Like, it doesn't stop. We are on it 24/7. Nobody does it more than we do. Everyone claims to. Oh, I got the best group. I got the experts. I watch all these ads for trading groups. They sometimes make me kind of angry inside. Not angry, but I don't want to say. I guess I'm just more like we're going to outwork you, and we're going to prove it just by working. We're not going to say a word. We're just going to keep moving. You seem very bullish right now on an alt when you said Bitcoin doesn't look good on the 4 hour. Is the trend changed? No, it just means that if that alt, I'm just looking at a setup, man. Yeah, I'm not stressing it too much. Right now, the altcoins, because Bitcoin dominance is shifting, you could see altcoins start to get a bit of a move that you weren't expecting before. You see? They can be stronger. Wow, Raven coin. Like you name it, the coins want to move. You got, remember PAL AI, POM AI, right? Stellar Lumens looks good to me too, and we talked about Stellar many times. Said to put an alert there, look for it to break out. Stellar did the move. Again, Stellar was on that 3-day chart, looking scrumptious. Well, looking at Stellar down there, but I knew I had a setup for it back in the day, but I guess they moved it on me. Yeah. Giant double bottom. Said it was going to pump. Remember the last time someone asked me about it? I said, yeah, look for that double bottom to do damage. Stellar to 43 cents. Like, it was just a very simple, like, I know it's like, people want more, sometimes you don't even need to be that deep to it. It just is what it is. Let's look at what's happening to ONDO. And we got a crowd here tonight, or today, or wherever you are in the world. $192 of chat revenue. Ripping with Bitcoin. I see ONDO booming out of this inverted head and shoulder. Target for ONDO to $2.08. I'm in ONDO heavy, and I would love that move to $2. Let's go. ONDO, baby, ONDO. Gains, baby, gains. What are you going to do with all the gains, Sammy? That's a good question. Have you asked yourself that? Have you said, hey, what am I going to do with all these gains? Ask yourself that, huh? What are you going to do with all the gains? What are you going to do with all the gains? I'm just going to keep investing them over and over again and buying more Bitcoin and living in a little house and never buying myself a thing until I die with all my Bitcoins. I was just thinking that's how I used to be. Eventually I was like, but I need to live in some type of house for some type of reason, I guess. Society tells me I need to buy a house. You don't need to do anything everybody else does. What everyone else does is usually wrong. Everyone else is doing what everyone else is doing. Was Nikola Tesla doing what everyone else was doing? No. Were the greatest minds of the world doing what everyone else is doing? No. So if you're doing what everyone else is doing, you're likely not doing the coolest move. You're just kind of doing. I'm just being honest. I'm putting myself down as well as anybody. I'm not trying to put anybody down here. I'm being honest. Like, this is how we must talk to ourselves if we want to become elite. Like elite soldiers. You think they say it's okay to be mediocre? No, they have to be a little higher than the average. They have to be better than the average. Otherwise, they wouldn't be elite soldiers. Do you want to be regular or do you want to be elite? Nobody wants to be regular. Everybody wants to be elite. If I gave you the chance, do you want to be elite or regular? You would say, I want to be elite every time. Of course you do. Some people say, no, I want to sit in a hole. I want to be quiet. I don't want to be elite. I guess so. But for me, no way. That's not the crypto lifer way. The crypto lifer, you want to be elite. You want to make it to the top. Of course, why not? So if we want to be elite, we must train daily. We must build discipline through neuroplasticity. We must mold our brains to be stronger than the average person. The average person's going to give up when we can push forward 10 times over. The average person's going to do 7 days straight when we can do 1,692 days straight. We're coming up on 1,700 shows, man. Episode 1,700. Soon it'll be 1,000. June ended, we did another year, half a year, from the beginning of the year to half a year. Now, I remember when I started 2025. And I was like, I'm not going to be able to do this year just like I did 2026. I mean 2024, and so far so good, right? We have not missed one day in 2025. I went to Dubai. I went to Las Vegas. I flew here and back. I closed on the house. I did so many things, right? I was flying all around the world. And I never missed a show. I had my equipment with me. I never lost. One day I actually lost my equipment, if you remember. And I did my stream from my laptop and a little camera. But I was able to get it the next, I think 2 streams we had to do with a laptop and a little camera. And I got through anyway. That was the one time I didn't get my luggage. Like, it didn't arrive when it was supposed to arrive with me. It's the one time I did get let down by the airport. And I made it through anyway. I made sure to keep the things I needed with me in my carry-on so that I could never say, oh, I can't do the show. We had no excuses to miss the show. We never made an excuse. We never missed the show. Come on now. Like, that's amazing. And I know people are like, oh, we've heard it all before, Sam, but it's every day, though, without a day off. The commitment is real. If you're not ready to commit, you're going to miss out. If you don't like what I'm saying and this makes you want to click off, you have a problem with discipline. You need to work on it. You should be here more than someone who's clicking off. You should click in. This should be a longer click in. You see what I'm saying? 100%. Like, you got to get that discipline if you're going to make it in this game. It's not going to be free. No one's handing you a paycheck in cryptocurrency. All right? It looks like everyone's winning easily, but they are not. They are working very, very hard. It takes a lot of time. Right? All the Bitcoin holders are now in profit. 0% are in losses, except for maybe someone that just bought right now, right? But what an asset. 100% of anyone that ever bought it is in profit. Like crazy, right? I don't care if you bought 105, 110, 100, you know? Just crazy. Bitcoin absolutely changing the world. Amazing times to be alive. It really, really is. Bitcoin holding 117.7. It's just not over yet. We don't know exactly which one it's going to do here. I'm not telling you I know what's going to happen. What I will tell you is if it gets above the 1 minute 2 and I see a setup of the 5, I will long it. Like if I see the setup, I'll take it. Because I know my mind will take it. Like I will take that setup. If I see a setup I like, I'll take it. Funny, it could defy this. It looks like it may not do the head and shoulder. It may just get tight. The bot thinks it's going to pump. Technically, that's a flag. Ethereum kind of boomed out of a flag like this. You can also get chewed up chasing it. So I see kind of the rollover there on the bigger time. The bigger idea, you can see it wants to dump. And I'm here figuring out live with you guys, putting myself on the line. It's okay. People make fun of me. People laugh at me. It's okay. I'm the lifer. I put myself out there. That's how you become successful. You stop living in fear. You stop worrying what other people think of you. And you do you. You know, as long as you're not hurting anybody and you believe you're creating some type of good for the world, keep pushing. Never stop. There's no reason to stop. Look back above the 200 moving average. They're playing me here. The third time is a charm. Yesterday, remember, they hit me the first time. The second time was the big winner. And they pumped that price so dang hard. And Bitcoin was gone again. Every time it breaks above the 200, I'm always like, oh, that's a bullish sign. Bit of an Adam and Eve there, too. Look, it looks like an Adam and Eve double bottom. The triangle and the semicircle. It's tough, right? Because it rushes to 125 and you're not, it's like I want to, I'm just going to let it chill. It's really hard to kind of relax here when everyone's watching you too and you want to rush in. You want to make the trade. You want to be the coolest guy. You want to hit it. Be a legend. But you also have to know when to chill when you're a live stream trader. Like you can't just do whatever you want whenever you want. You could jeopardize your whole stream by being a fool. You got to stay in command. You got to stay in commission. In discipline, I mean, Condition yourself to stay in discipline is what I'm saying. This is very important. Can't do whatever you want. There's discipline in every single thing in life. There's discipline in me. Like, I don't have a boss, but I got discipline. You can't just do whatever you want. And no matter what you're doing in life, I like cake right here. That's something I'll put an alert on. I'll watch cake very closely. Cake could do some damage for sure. I like what cake does. Cake's got utility too. When DeFi starts to rip, cake starts to rip. People want in. The BNB app, whole ecosystem is ripping. We talked about BNB. I bet that thing got ripped out the flag that I put it in. Let's see here. I know I had a setup for it. I did right here. You can see we got into BNB 659. I went to 690. Starting to rip. Another winner, chicken dinner. And it's not up huge, but it's up, right? I mean, I'll take anything that rips once I get in. But that looks like it's the beginning of a bigger move to $1,000 a coin. BNB showing really, really strong strength here. And Bitcoin 117,007. Let's take a look at BOOKMAP. Link in the description of BOOKMAP. It'll help you to teach you. Today's their last day of their sale. Jump on in today. Their Eagle sale. That July 4th deal. The Liberty sale. I mean, BOOKMAP says we go lower, but it's hard to tell, right? There's a lot of liquidity still at 120,000. There's a lot of people that are going to be stubborn, and they're going to continue to short this market. They're in disbelief at this point. The bears are in complete disbelief. The people are just sitting there like, even the bulls are in disbelief. Like, we're all in a state of just like, it all happened the way we wanted it to. Like, are we really here at $117,000 right now, everyone? Is this a dream? Like, some days I really think I'm dreaming, and I wake up, and I'm like, it's not a dream. Like, you planned this out 7-8 years ago, and it all went, I big 117x my investment. Now I'm more than 100x my Bitcoin. Are you going to tell me I'm at a 200x on Bitcoin? Like, that's insane to me, right? And other people have millionx, 1,000x, 5,000x. Like, it's always like you wish you always got more. I wish I bought more. I wish I got Bitcoin earlier, way before everybody else, But we got to just say, you know what, God, I'm grateful for the position you put me in and the time I'm in there. Thank you for everything you've given me in this life. Thank you for all the love. That bonk trade did not play out. Look, stopped out there. So not everything had a funny pump with the whole let's bonk and the just had almost like too much attention on it. And it started pumping before Bitcoin, so it got a kind of a leg up on everything else. See? Started pumping in the 25th of June. So bonk kind of had the end of its rally when our rally started for the other coins. Akita on the radar, booming from the bottom. Almost everything boomed off the bottom. MYRIA is a gaming coin that I'm into. I held it. Wow, crazy that it did that in the beginning of June, though, and then came all the way back down. But some say that's that cup and handle. So it was just a little more violent for some assets. I see MYRIA continuing to pump, and I see it headed back all the way to here, back to 1.4. It's going to be a monster move. It would make me feel better if Bitcoin pulled back today. Like, it would make more sense. It would fit in. If Bitcoin keeps ripping, it's kind of out of control. I want Bitcoin to pull back, relax. I can take the day off from trading, hang out with my kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, let Bitcoin do it. We can end this. We can finish the July 4th week, vacation off nicely. Everyone else can kind of, Saturday we have this weekend, and then people go back to their lives. Like, a lot of people go right back to work. They only get a week off. They don't get a month off. They don't get all this time off. And they get back to work, doing what they got to do to survive, right? It's not easy out here. I'm 42 years old, but for years I worked a night shift. For years I had to get back to work. I only got 2 weeks off a year. I never want to go back to that life, man. I had to bust my butt every single day just for a little bit of pay that got taken from me with taxes and money printing, right? They printed my money to zero. I basically had nothing. And it's just like, man, what a crazy life, right? I got myself into the night shift, figured I couldn't do better. I was my own, basically I set my ceiling a little too low, and I started living with that low ceiling. It was up to me to change my vibrational energy, how I thought about myself and my world, and things would change for me. But I had to get that, I needed the know-how. I learned from Jim Rohn. I learned from men smarter than me that knew information I did not know. They gave me the skills and the education to change my life. That's what I'm doing here today on this channel. I want to give you the skills and the education to change your life. I want you to find freedom by finding knowledge. It all comes from knowledge. Everyone thinks it comes from somewhere else, but it's not. It doesn't. When someone changes their life financially, it's due to some type of information they learn. That's it. The brain, think about it. The brain, I love this. Whenever you break it down for exactly what it is, the brain can't do any. The brain's awesome. It's sitting there waiting to be used, right? But it's like a car engine. Like, you got to put some fuel in there. Some people eat the wrong things. Their brains don't operate correctly. Some people overdrink alcohol. They put things in their bodies that aren't good for their brains over and over again, to the point where their brain doesn't operate correctly. You see what I'm saying? That's why eating right and taking care of yourself and working out is part of having a healthy brain. You're going to make better decisions when you work out every day, when you take care of yourself. Your brain is part of your physical body, yet you utilize it as a tool internally inside your mind for tangible thoughts and untangible thoughts and ideas. So it's weird. It's like it's controlling our whole lives. It's untangible. We can't really hold it and touch it. But these thoughts I'm having right now are moving the show, and the show is moving, right? And what I'm saying right now is attracting you guys to listen, which is creating content. Content's online. I'm doing it right now as we speak, like it's in real time. I'm thinking of what to say as I create my business. Like, this is my business of thinking what to say. Isn't that insane? Every day I show up every day thinking of what to say at that moment in time, believing that I can fill that moment in time with value for you. I know that I can if I believe in that, so I am. I know I'm the opportunity for you to listen to. There's going to be opportunity for you if you listen to me. I know that. I believe in that. I believe if I show up every day with my best foot forward, I can help you in your life. Whether you become more positive, feel better about your day, understand that knowledge will exchange for information and value, and get that information and value from me. So now you're more valuable because you got more knowledge from me, and that's the key. That's why I'm here every day. The show is bigger than you realize. It's doing something. I'm attempting to materialize a moment in time here with each and every one of you where we actually express vibrational energy and move forward and educate you. Sometimes I talk like this and people think, oh, he's off the charts again. I can't hear it, and they don't understand that I'm talking about the charts because it's reality that's connected to everything. And your vibrational energy is how you create where you're going. I can teach you the charts. You can know the charts 100%, but if you don't believe in yourself, if you don't vibrate at the right frequency, then you will never get where I'm trying to take you. I watch you daily. I'm up 1,600 today. I just want to thank you by sending you this money. It's not a lot, but honestly, thank you for coming here daily, bro. Your parents are proud of you, Sam. Shout out to Dreamland Music, man. God bless you. And thank you so much. You didn't have to do that, but you did. Shout out to the $111.11 from the Danny Litt Show. Thank you. You changed my whole perspective on trading. God brought me to you for a reason. Keep staying positive, my brother. The world needs a high frequency and vibration, and you bring it. God bless you, man. Thank you so much. Shout out to the $212 in chat revenue, the 596 likes. Maybe get the likes up to the watchers. I would greatly appreciate it. It would be so awesome. And remember, I teach class the last Saturday of every month. If you want to jump on into class, hit that QR code to find out more. If you want to join the training group, hit the QR code at the top of the screen there. CryptoLifer.com, right there. Go to CryptoLifer.com. There at this beautiful site, you can go to subscribe. You can sign up to a monthly, a quarterly, or a yearly subscription. I'm here every single day giving you the knowledge that will change your life. Bitcoin slipping. We're not chasing. The bot chased. I don't know why, but it'll find its way. I like ALEPH right here for a possible pullback back down to the bottom of the channel. Tightness inside for a big move here. Alephium. Funny poly trade. There's so many coins out here. And not every coin's a winner. Look at that. I like Chlor AI. And I'll be searching the market all day long for all sorts of things that I find valuable for each and every one of you. And I promise in my heart and soul, I work so hard every single day to make sure I don't let you down. I'll do everything I can to make it happen. Man, what a day it is to be alive. So much is happening. Summer's coming to an end already for the kids. One more month. I mean, I guess for me, it feels like everything's coming to an end. But one more month. And, I head back to Florida. And 1 month, less than that, really. About a month. August 10th, I head back to Florida. 1 more month. I've been here since June 4th, and it flew by. Like, I wish I could hold it in my hands and keep it forever. It's just weird. Life is Then I came back to where my parents died and revisited that whole thing, and just, it's been a wild couple of months for me. I'll be honest with everybody. Look at OMNI just getting sold off immediately there with that Bitcoin dippage. Just, you know, I wouldn't chase anything if I didn't have a plan. I wouldn't just be going crazy here. Like SNEK. Going nuts. But eventually it's going to come down and flag out. Like, you don't know when. And the key is not to time it exactly, but to wait for the pattern to form the way you want to see it. It's not really about the timing. It's more about the shape. Understand? Fall in love with structure, not timing. That's another key thing. Everyone wants to be able to do it when the exact day it does this on this, it's going to do this. It's like, it doesn't always work like that. You see what I'm saying? Like, it. I believe I talked about ACE yesterday. I would have sworn I put out a call for ACE. It's funny I don't see it written there. Did I delete it accidentally? Let me see. Maybe I didn't put out ACE. I'm almost positive I put out an ACE call. One of the first coins I looked at. Yeah, Fusion is trade alert here. Usually it tells me what, but this is ACE right here getting tight inside the flag. I looked like it could pump to 53 cents. It went to 59. Went even higher, right? But this is another call on the channel that I gave. I mean, so many, you know, and again, it was in a flag touching the 21-day moving average, getting tight above the 200 with the low stochastics, boom, to the upside. That's the sauce. This is it over and over again. Higher probability of never getting the stop loss hit. Again, why did the stop loss not get it? It's below the 200 moving average. It's right there at the beginning of the pattern. Understanding where to put a stop loss creates the whole entire game here, folks. I saw Cardano breaking out. Someone asked me, what do I see? I see a double bottom. Basically, I see a move. I said, I see this thing back up to 157, you know, sooner than later. And Cardano was on its way, 76 cents for Cardano. Love seeing that. So, yeah, I see a possible sideways price action. I don't see a monster pump coming right now. I see Bitcoin pulling back on the 4-hour time frame, consolidating. I see a lot of coins doing the same. Yesterday was monumental. We broke out of key levels. A lot of coins bounced off the bottom. But does it mean we're out yet? It's not when you chase. Again, you do whatever makes you happy, but for me, it's not when you chase, right? You got to have a plan, especially at this time. And that's why the people that DCA'd in are super happy right now. They're watching massive gains. They're seeing their portfolios change by a large amount over time. You know what I mean? 40 grand over a day, 50 grand a day, a lot of money coming into this market. People are saying, wow, you know. AI Tech, Virtuals. Let's take a look at Virtuals and NAKA. These are two coins that I want to look at, and I'll get back into the super chats in the chat there too in a second, in case I missed anything. But look, even gaming coming back strong like crazy. I haven't looked at it in a long time, so. But gaming coming back strong. A lot of coins were in this like an ascending triangle here, see? They got tight here, boom, to the upside. Got above the 200 moving average on that 4-hour time frame. Now you're just looking to reconnect with that 21. Like, you crossed the big move. Now everything's kind of ready to go. You see, this is like the beginning of a lot of, look, when you cross the 4-hour there, boom. When you cross the 4-hour here, big pump, big pump. When you cross the 4-hour there, one of the biggest pumps of its life, right here at the beginning of the bear. At the end of the bear, right there too. So NAKA back at 39 cents, and you know it's headed back to $3. Probably going to do a 10x to 390, maybe more. I'm bullish on NAKA. I'm bullish on FET. FET. Like, I never sold my coins. I'll become the altcoin again. Everyone's like, Sam, you turned into the Bitcoin guy. You only traded Bitcoin. Because the altcoin stopped giving us the opportunity. And I'm an opportunity guy. I'm not going to sit there and do nothing. So I forced myself to become a leverage trader. I got better at leverage trading. I found information. I was able to make massive gains yesterday. Bitcoin's fun to trade too, I'll be honest. It gets better and better to trade. You get better at it. You understand it more. You have the skills that make it fun. Trading literally becomes fun when you get good at it. You're not you win more than you lose, so it becomes fun when you win more than you lose. It's no longer this burden that you're worried about every time you open up a trade. You're excited to open up a trade. You do proper risk management. You know you can handle it. It's fun. Like, it's fun when you're doing the right thing. Discipline makes things fun. At the beginning, it could be kind of a little tough to get into your discipline but once you got it going, man, life opens up. And you got so much freedom when you're disciplined, everybody. You do more than all the other people could ever think of doing. You can manage 1,000 things more than they can because you're disciplined. You're ready to lock in. You've got this. Shout out to the Super Chats. Another 10 pound. I've been at 99 for 2 years and watching the live for longer. Had to send you a little thanks for you and your team. Your dedication to the 99 and your team is amazing. Thank you, Sam. Shout out to Paul Bland. You're going to make me cry, Paul. That hit me deep in the heart, man. Thank you. Thank you. Reliable J. HNT, please, for me, buddy. Solana phone coming soon. Far from all-time high. Free phone plans. Real utility. Thank you. Let's take a look at HNT. Helium Mobile. Right? Helium. HNT here. And it's on MEXC. Helium Network Token. You know, back from the dead from the bottom there at 235, which ain't even a bad price when you think about it. It kind of was in the cup and handle, but it was lower than everything else. I'll be honest, this coin has underperformed. And I know there's a lot of faith in it, and maybe it does rip, but I get a weird vibe from it that it's just not going to be the case because a lot of people mined for it, thought they were going to get way better rewards. Network doesn't seem to give you back as much as you originally thought unless you're really, really, really believing in it. Kind of have to be just like to do it really in a way. It did pay people at the beginning. It was interesting, but now it's, I don't know. And maybe it's the bottom and it starts to rip. And so I don't want to bust your bubble, Reliable J, or say anything. But for me, I don't know. It's got such a long road to climb. Like I'd much rather swing trade Hyperliquid with the same amount of money I would put in HNT. But that's me. Like I don't, people are going to do whatever they want. And I do believe long-term it is a good project. I think it's got a great idea and a great team. Nothing against them at all. The price action for me has been a little suspect over time compared to other projects. But again, it is alt season and we haven't seen much movement and most coins are down too. It's not like it's the only one. So I don't know. I wait for that to touch the 21-day moving average and it does look like they're right now in the short term. I'm bullish on it. Sending it to 337. From there, we'll reconvene. Yeah. And I think you are onto something. It has a real project, a phone coming out. That's pretty cool. So GMT. Let's take a look at GMT on Binance. And this is STEP token, if I remember correctly, right? STEP, something like that. So look, I mean, these coins are out there bear market lows. This is crazy. Like we used to trade this coin all the time. Sorry, I'm making lines for. I used to trade this coin back in the. I mean, it's crazy. Then it came out March 2022. Had that crazy run up. We ran it up. And now it's just like, wow, right? 5 cents. Like everyone's forgotten about it. That's a double bottom. I will tell you on the weekly, if you have patience, if you buy right now and you're willing to hold, well, you got yourself a 68% chance that this is going to go all the way to the target there. And if I see a high volume node, 10 cents, basically says you're about to, this could double up. Might take 2 to 3, 4 weeks, maybe even 5. I don't know. But that's a double bottom. That's the definition of a double bottom. And that's basically got a 68% chance of hitting the target. So you got to believe in the double bottom or not. That's really the part of that trade that matters, FARTBOY on MEXC. This thing got ripped to the downside. Fartcoin was the coin. I don't know about FARTBOY. Got above the 200 moving average though on the 1 hour. A little bit of a pump there from 1.8 to 2.5. Not a bad little run up. Just look for the 21 to touch price action. See if it can hit up again. I'd put an alert on it. I don't know if I'd trade this one, but maybe. The setup isn't too bad for FARTBOY. As I can't believe I'm saying that. Let's take a look at TAI, TARS AI. And we've been on this one on and off for a long time, right? TARS AI getting started out the cup and handle, booming. I see it headed back up to that 14-cent region. Remember when we first had that flag and we got the pump? I see it headed back up, though, cup and handle, ready to rock. Once it crosses that 200 moving average on the 4-hour time frame, it's gone. This one's not as far for the 21. It could be getting ready for a huge pump like tonight or in the next 6 to 8 hours, something like that. The 21 comes and touches, and I see TARS AI pumping. I got a big old bag of it. It's the one thing I did add in the bear market, about $9 grand of it. We'll see where it goes. All right. Did Caspa get some of this pump, or is Caspa lacking? Let's take a look at Caspa and what's happening to Caspa. Shout out to my whole team that makes this stream amazing. Shout out to Sean, the Coachy Coker, my man Jamie, my wife, the editor Jay, and the whole team. We love you. We really appreciate everybody here on the stream. Let's take a look. XRP flagging, yeah. Exactly. Ready for the massive bumper. You're funny. Hey, Sammy, just want to thank you over and over again for doing what you do for all of us. You're godsend, and we're all beyond lucky. Can't wait till you're back in Florida. Pickleball ready. God bless the fam. Shout out to J Soul 84, man. I'm taking you to dinner. If I hit 100K when I'm in Florida, we're going to Burns, man. You're coming with me. You, me, a couple people going to Burns Steakhouse, man, in Tampa. It's going to be a special night. I'm excited for it. All right. I already know what's going to happen because we're hitting 100,000 subscribers. And everyone, please subscribe to the channel. You know, everyone's been wiped out of crypto for whatever reason. They took the altcoins down so much, people just got so obliterated. They decided it wasn't too much. And everyone felt like Bitcoin was too far from them. I kept telling you, no. But hey, Caspa back at 9 cents. I like it. Kind of a giant inverted head and shoulder. You see that? I mean, a giant inverted shoulder. You can see it. A giant complex drunken inverted head and shoulder. And it did its due diligence, broke to the upside. Amazing. Put some bang and foe. Yeah, Stellar is booming. Sam calls it right every single time. Shout out to my man, John Silva. God bless you, brother. Hope you're doing well. XLM to the upside. I mean, that thing is ripping. It's following XRP. That flag was just boom. Gone, baby, gone. Gone with the wind, baby. Play some tunes. It's the weekend, baby, and we're pumping. I swapped around 700 hours of my labor, around 18 for Wojak, all on Ethereum. You're funny. Pepe flagging. Well, we used to trade Pepe every day. Chill guy every day, right? Whiff. I mean, Pepe ripping. Look at this. The bottom was in there with these cup and handles on the 3-day chart. That was the sauce. I know no one believed me, but this was it. All you had to do was pick one. Whatever one you believed in the most, and DCA into it for the last few weeks. You had all this time right here for basically the same price. Right? It hit that, you know, and that was almost 90% of coins. It looked hairy sometimes. It didn't look amazing. I never panic sold. There was times where I was like, wow, the market doesn't look good. If Bitcoin loses this key level, altcoins got hit again, and it just looked like it was going to be tough, right? SEC case, the XRP announcement, yeah, it's over, right? Yeah. The Tron Network getting in on the Pepe game. Pepe Tron is live on Perpetual. That's crazy. So, wow, man. And everything just, you know, one day you're up 30, 50, 60, 70%. Like, just boom. And your whole entire portfolio starts to change in one day. It's crazy. Wow. Let me see if I missed any super chats here as we come around the horn. I've been in the 99. Paul Bland, I love you. Reliable J, I love you. Dreamland Music, thank you. And keep moving, man. Thank you for sharing some of your profits, man. You didn't have to, but you did. God bless you, brother. Act 04 for TARS AI. We got it. Reese O'Connor, could you check FARTBOY? We did that. Victor Navarro, we love you. Thank you for the 99. You do that a lot. You just drop in the 99. I appreciate that. You don't ask for a thing. I see you, brother. That's my 1-year anniversary in the 99. I had my 2 biggest days ever. Papa Flash, I love you, man. You're really working hard to become amazing. Danielle Cotia, Sam, please do GMT. We did that. Thank you. Reliable J, AOYZ, we did that. Thank you. TPT Don. My first 2 trades are winners. Thank you for telling people to take the course and watch the stream. Sam, can you look at Cartesia? We did that. Dennis, defund the shorts. Want to pay the teacher. Thank you. God bless you. Thank you. Coin operated, man. Maybe check out Unicorn Fart Dust. We did that. Unicorn Fart Dust. Yep. Smart midterm TA and TOSHI. We did that. We looked at SWE. We looked at OMNI. Wow. We looked at XRP, MP stock. We looked at Turbo. Wow, I didn't miss today, huh? I looked at Brett. How the heck did we do that? That's insane what we did, huh? $245 in chat revenue, ripping through these super chats like no one else. Nobody does more coins than we do, than any other channel on the entire web, baby. In the entire world, no one does it like we do. I know that for a fact, and we can say that, and there's billions of people in the world. This is the coolest spot to be with each and every one of you. Thank you so much for this amazing experience. Yeah, remember that? It's funny, man. Shout out to International Street Fam, man. Guys, I don't know what's up with that dude, man. These are the days where if you miss them, they're gone. But there will always opportunity if you believe there will be. 100%. I never gave up. I always looked to the future. I always kept pushing, and there it is. Look at Bitcoin finally slumping off. We're not in a trade right now. We're looking for that to kind of cool off. Head and shoulder to the downside for BTC. Just makes the most sense, right? It's time. Cool off on that 4-hour time frame. Head back to 115,000. 117 is a high stress point area too, where we definitely would like get a little pullback. Sam, you forgot PIPPIN, or you got that in your back pocket still? No. You never know. I don't think I saw PIPPIN, but I'll go over it in case I did. White Rock, please. You mean White Rock? Yeah. I mean, PIPPIN's ripping. It's on that 6-hour, 4-hour. I would trade the 6-hour or the 4-hour, and I would flag it out. This thing looks like it's going to be gold. Tonight and tomorrow, nice pump for PIPPIN, and that we could take that for some massive gains. Everything here could be leverage traded with a little bit of finesse and skill if you know what you're doing. But be careful, please. Sam, can you explain the 1 minute SWIC down to 0? No, I don't. So crazy. It's been 5 years of the 99. So cool to see so many people that have come in and changed their life in the 99. I'm all in on alts, bought in the bear market. I will change my life. Nick Caravella, we love you. Let's take a look at White Rock, and that will be the last one. White Rock on MEXC. Actually looks horrible. Last time I had it on alerts, and it just didn't do anything. White Rock looks like it's going to dump to 0. It's in a bear flag. I don't know what happened to this thing, but it looks horrible. Could be wrong, but that looks like more downside. Yeah, I'd stay away from that. No. Bitcoin bounce off the 5-minute 200 moving averages, somebody said. Is that what we saw? Yep, 5-minute 200. So here's your saving grace for the bulls. It's likely going to dump. All right, lose the 200 and continue to dump. It's a head and shoulder pattern. I mean, you can see it right now. But hey, you never know. It could bounce, and if it bounces, it will do something like this. You see? But man, after yesterday's meal, oh my gosh, what a meal yesterday. It's still sitting there. Oh, the veal is crazy. That's so I could go there again too and eat that again. I might have to have that one more time before I leave, you know. Right? Mr. Jake, this thing. Be careful, guys. You're crazy, man. I hope Bitcoin hits 120,000. Hey, anything could happen. I see a pullback here out of a. That's a. I mean, I just trade the charts. I'm a nerd, man. That says you're going back down 115.8. So maybe not, but that's 68% chance says it's happening. So if I just do what the charts tell me to do and I don't think, I'm going to be right most of the time. If I think a lot, who knows what's going to happen? I'm going to run into a lot of issues, you know what I mean? And I'm not going to play that game. So, hey, you do you. I'm just trying to teach you the ways of trading. Everybody, I love you. I thank you so much, and I appreciate each and every one of you for being here. We nailed the super chats. Felt like an old school stream. Like we haven't had a stream like this in a long time, right? So God bless everybody. Thank you so much for this beautiful Friday. Bitcoin all-time high. Got the Bitcoin tie on in case you couldn't catch it there. Look at all those little bees there, right? My Bitcoin tie really kicking it. Hey, get over there. I'm going to walk around town with my Bitcoin tie in my pocket square. Let everybody know I'm a Bitcoin guy so I can get beat up and kidnapped. Shout out to everybody. I love you. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much for hanging out with the lifer. Late one, but it's worth it. I'll be back maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow. You never know. But definitely tomorrow morning, we'll have a live stream. We'll also do our weekly hangout at 7 a.m. We'll go over my whole portfolio, get you guys ready for the week ahead. We'll go over all coins. I'll be pushing out token metrics and stuff like that too. And we will have a blast. So everyone just get ready, get excited. Anything could happen. And be open-minded that, it might not be the way people tell you to. Just one day at a time, everyone. One day at a time. We're not overly bearish, overly bullish. We just take the price action each day, and we go from there. I believe over time, Bitcoin will go up because, governments are corrupt. They print money to zero. They're going to keep doing that. They've been doing it for a long time. Listen, I love you. I appreciate you. My eyesight has dropped so bad since I started this stream. But remember, believe in yourself. Keep positive people in your life. Go after your dreams. Live with passion. Live in love. You cannot be denied. I love you all. We did it, everyone. Congratulations. They can't stop the crypto lifers, baby. They can't.